Hello folks, I'm Daniel Nobre here, and then that's the movie we're gonna be talking about for this presentation. This is The Innocents by Jack Clayton. Spy number 727 from the Criterion Collection is a Blu-ray edition, one disc, full of extras, great stuff. I highlight in between is a 4K presentation of the film, introduction by cultural historian and commentary by Christopher Frayling. There is several new stuff in there. We're gonna look over this. That is here the booklet on the film, which is actually an insert, I may say correctly. If you read this before watching the film, they don't give it up nothing about the film, so you can read this. Certain inserts they talk about and give up too much, not this one. And there's Martin Stevens actor in one of the chilling scenes of the film. It's a horror story, it's a detective story in some measure, and it's fascinating acting by Deborah Kerr, probably her best film. So stick around, Cinemin is just starting, we're gonna look into it, The Innocents from 1961. Well, hello and welcome to my podcast. This is Cinemin, the podcast for the fans of the Criterion Collection, international films, art films, and of course American classics. Please enjoy my channel. And as we zoom in, there's Deborah Kerr playing Miss Giddens in this marvelous film, one of the spookiest films that I ever seen in my life. The movie was directed by Jack Clayton, same director of Room at the Top, with the same cinematographer from Room at the Top, Freddie Francis. It's based in The Turn of the Screw, book by Harry James. There we changed the focus and then we said a bright Deborah Kerr introduced herself to us. She's applying for a job in Blythe. And the screenplay was written by William Archibald, that also wrote the play based on the book by Harry James called The Innocents. Only Harry James and Archibald, they kept the focus of the story on the ghost story part. Truman Capote will bring the layout that we have in the film, enhancing the psychological aspect as desired by the director. So then we, right here at the beginning, first scenes of the movies, we see Michael Redgrave in this short cameo appearance right here, just at the beginning of the movie, see him, then we're not gonna see him anymore, hiring Miss Giddens. What is it about? He has two nephews that lost their parents, and now he is responsible for it, to make sure they got education, graduation, and so forth. How? Now he is in London. He's a playboy. He doesn't want to deal with kids. He decides to be a bachelor himself. So then, as he received a recommendation, a letter recommendation from her father, and as he reads, he thinks that she supposed to be the person that he's looking for, and will hire her to be the governess of the house, overlooking the kids, overlooking the maid, and the house itself, which is a large estate in the countryside of England. It's a beautiful setup and all that, and she is willing to do it because she loves, he only cares for children. Not only, but she cares a lot for children. She likes to work with children. And she needs an opportunity. She never got hired before. Okay, so this is the main plot, how she got hired to get to the house. Things will change as she approaches and start getting to know those that live in the house. Okay, as we move forward, now Miss Giddens and the maid and Flora, the three inhabitants of the house so far, will be a fourth one coming soon, they start getting to know each other and all that, and we start seeing certain things that perhaps we would say normal to a children to act, but Miss Giddens got certain reserved way that she's getting to know Flora, but she's at this point not caring much or not really inquiring much about behavior. She's not concerning about that at this point of the film. Flora, played by Pamela Franklin, start giving a tour of the house for Miss Giddens. Okay, and here comes Miles, Martin Stevens. And he's excellent. He was in other movies before, The Village of the Damned, and there he is, very handsome young boy. And the connection between the two, as strange as it seems, is almost immediately. He brought some flowers for her. He got dropped out of his school, and now he's gonna be together with his sister and his governess and the maid in Blythe. And there we have the four characters of the film. In that scene, we're gonna see the first appearance of the ghost. She's already happy. She's living kind of fairy tale life at this point. And now she sees certain things right there. She sees this strange statue, very strange statue of this kid. And looking at her mouth, look where it comes in there, like a little beetle coming out on the mouth. And she got shocked. Now, birds were singing before, now everything is silence. Silence, absolutely silence. She doesn't understand, she looks around, she's trying to comprehend what she just saw. What is the noise that disappeared? Where's the birds? Nothing. She moved looking forwards and start looking up on top of the house. She sees somebody in there. There's somebody there. There's a man in there. Not a child, a man. You see the glare in there, you can see clear, on purpose is there glare. He moves around, the glare go away, she drops the scissor, and she now, for the first time, saw something in there. So now she's gonna start investigating. That investigation, little by little, as the ghosts start to show in the house and outside the house, in daylight or nighttime, her behavior will change. The behavior of the kids will change. And everything gradually start grabbing. Now spookier and spookier. The questions that I always have, which is funny, the way that she moves, you don't see much of her feet. There is a sense in there that she gravitates throughout the house. We see her feet in some point in there, but in a minor way. But the way that she moves, we don't see that. So that, I think, also in purpose, the gauze that she wears in there, also to give a sense if she is in our reality or she is in a kind of eerie location, in an eerie place that we don't quite know exactly what she sees is real or she's imagining things. Not that she's not alive. She's very well and alive on that. I'm not saying that she might be a ghost. No, it's not an option in here. But the state of mind that she starts to set up looking for the ghosts is start to take some toll on her and her behavior. And it's gonna lead to the kids' behavior because right now she's on top, the same place that she saw the guy walking, and Miles is there with just some doves. And she asked him who she saw. She said, it was me. But you didn't see a man here on top? He said, no, it was me, by myself. There's nobody here, just me. And he act normally, like nothing what she's saying seems to be plausible because he didn't see any activity different than he's playing with the doves in there on top of the house. And from that point on, starts to get kicked and she starts seeing more and more things unusual than she should see it. Okay, at this point in the film, they are playing in the house, so she's gonna look for the kids. They're hide and seek, they're playing right now. And as she walks through the hallways upstairs in the house, we're gonna see the second time we're gonna see a ghost in there. So as she walks, and then out of the sun, she stops. And she called her name and sees something, a shadow, walking through the rooms. She doesn't understand what she sees, but she hears a noise. The noise comes from the attic. She thinks it's the kids. She doesn't understand exactly where she just saw it. Then she goes up the stairs to the attic and here again the smart usage of the widescreen. Okay, this scene here is a perfect way to see how he highlights right there in the center the kid when he's telling the story here. When I'm talking about the age is getting a little bit darker in there in the corners in order to focus a little more of the subject. This is the most completely example because he's using the candlelight and he walks through and you see a little bit, you see the darkness in there, the cinematographer painted by hand to put the lenses in there in order to get that kind of effect in there. So whatever, not necessary, of course, using regular lenses, but whatever he thinks will be a better tone, getting darker, like this case right here, you see more centered on her, the lightning there to get that scary effect in there. And now she started noticing that whatever he's saying is very adult-like. He's in a play, he's gonna look at her in a very strange way, almost intimidating way for a child like this to do it. And this is pretty much, she thinks now the kids are getting possessed by the ghost and she has to do something about that. And as the story gets darker and darker and darker, is one of the most amazing films that I ever seen as a ghost story, unbeatable, the best. I haven't seen nothing so good like this one. I like very much the others with Nicole Kidman. Clearly, the director of that film get inspiration on this film to make his film, that's for sure. And a lot of people, because you see that kind of situation in other films that came right after, constructing the mood. But this one in particular I like very much just because everything is very elevated. I saw the movie the first time, so first time I saw I got straight a forward ghost story. Then I watched with the commentary by Christopher Frayling that is in here. I strongly recommend that you do the same. Listen to his commentary in this Blu-ray edition because he explained much better in detail and very clearly everything that how happened in there from the screenplay point of view, from the original book. He can do those comparisons and especially the psychological aspect of this film leaning to Miss Giddens herself, because her character, we see her, is probably the best film I watched with Deborah Kerr, simply because she's in the entire movie. There's not even one scene she's not in it. She's in all scenes. We see the movie through her perspective, and that's why it plays a role in there. What's going on in the movie? It is her imagination. It is just she sees the ghosts really exist. They are there. All those questions, whatever your interpretation at the end of the movie you have, is fair. Is just fine because the movie is that rich. It allows us to take multiple interpretations of whatever you are seeing it. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. My commentary on this film. Highly recommended if you like ghost stories, if you like horror films, definitely check out this film. It's one of the best that I'm seeing. And if you like this channel, please subscribe to the channel and let me know your comments, what you think about the film. Make sure you watch the film. Okay, I'm Daniel Nobre and thanks for watching.